What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name's Micah, and today we're gonna be wrenching on our Dodge Dakota again. So we're gonna be putting in some new taillights, new headlights, and then a new third brake light. I love these Dakotas to death, but I have always hated the factory headlights and taillights. They're terrible. So we got some really slick parts. I am super excited to throw all these on. So this is a super easy task. I'm gonna show you guys how to do all of it. It won't take any time at all. So let's rip into it. So and they have like a slight film, a little plastic kind of a wrap over them, and I always like to leave that on until we have it installed on the truck, and then I peel it off, just because as we're handling it, we don't want to scratch it or anything. I mean, they are brand new. So we're just going to take those two screws out. We'll set those aside, and then our taillight kind of just pops out. And then there's two little rods that come out of our factory taillight, and they kind of just click into a little rubber grommet. So after we take our screws out, we'll kind of just give it a pull straight back towards us, and it should pop right out of there. Well, and it looks like it was a Torx 25 bit. I was one size off. Yep. First screw and second screw. Probably have to take my gloves off here to kind of pull that out of there, and we'll just kind of wiggle it up and down, pull it kind of straight out towards us. Oh, there we go. One clicked out. Felt like the bottom one did. We'll try and click out the top one. There we go. All right, and so then you're gonna have two little connectors here, bulbs that are in there, your reverse light and then your brake light. And so we'll just give them a quarter turn one way or the other. Looks like it goes that way, and that one should pop out, and then that one is out as well. That is it. There is nothing to it. So our factory taillight's out. So for our new taillight, since it is LED, we're actually going to be pulling this bulb out, the brake light bulb, and then we have a connector for our new taillight that's going to clip in here. And then for our reverse bulb, I like to replace those with a really crispy and clean white LED. And so that's what I'm gonna do there right now. And every part that we use in this video, the bulbs, the taillights, the third brake light, the headlights, I'll have links to all these exact parts in the description in case you guys wanna get them for yourself. Okay, so there's our new LED bulb in the reverse bulb position. So we'll save that one for the right side. So, and then we have our new taillight here. So on the back side, it does have these little paper covers here, kind of where your bulbs and stuff would go, which we're just gonna pull off here. So, and instead of having a brake light bulb, you know, here's just that connector I was talking about that runs into a circuit board in there. So we're just gonna plug that in to our factory connector there, and then we'll just put that connector into that slot as if it were a bulb. So then you kind of just stuff your wires and everything down in there, put your connector in, give it a turn to lock it in place, and then for the reverse bulb, you know, that will just go in just like the factory one would. Now you do have this resistor box on these LED taillights, and that is there so that we don't get a hyper turn signal blink. Sometimes with LED lights, if you don't have the correct resistor, you know, you'll get that hyper blink or your turn signal will just stay on. So in one side of this, it has some red tape on it. Once we pull that off, there is a sticky adhesive on it. So what I'm gonna do is just take a paper towel, and I'm gonna kind of clean just down in here, just a little spot on the side of the bed, and then we'll stick that on there, you know, as we're kind of holding our tail light close enough. And then we'll just slip our tail light in there and put our screws back in. Easy as that. Yeah, good thing we're cleaning a spot, because that is definitely dirty in there. That would not have stuck on there very well. All right, so we're gonna pull off our adhesive. So I'm just gonna hold this close and kind of put that down in there and stick it on the side of the body. Press it on there, wiggle it a little bit. All right, that should not go anywhere. So now we can just install our bulbs back in. Oop, this is gonna be a fiasco here. I'll hold it with my leg. So we'll just take that connector, we just plug it right in to where our bulb would have gone. Clicks right in like that. And then we kind of just fish those wires in like I was saying. Oh, let's see, which way is this gonna go? There's a bigger one there. Okay, so it should go just like this. I get it, okay. Put it in, give it our half turn. That's the one. Get our reverse bulb in here. I'm gonna have to hold it real close. There we go. Get that in, give it a slight turn. All right, so we should be good to go. All right, so, and I'll kind of bring you over here so you can see that we have those two rods. You can see those little rubber holes with the grommets. So we're just gonna kind of fit those up into there as we fit the side of our bulb kind of around there. Line everything up. And it looks like I'm gonna have to set you down here. I can't do everything at once. I need a cameraman. Kind of pop it in. All right, looks solid. Okay, so now we can put our screws back in. There, we got it. Just gonna put that top one in softly until I get the bottom one in. There we go. Now you want to make sure that your plastic isn't like pinched around there in between the body in any spot before you really cinch them down. And it is kind of on the back side. Oh, a little bit on the side. They came right out. Now we can cinch them up. And it's not like you're gonna want to put a ton of force on these, you know, it's all plastic in there, so we don't want to break anything. Just get them reasonably tight and call it a day. Let's take a look at it now. Holy moly. Does that look a world better or what? All of our LEDs in there, little corner markers, that LED reverse bulb. Man, look at the difference. Wow. I would say that that is 100% better. So now we'll just do the other one. It's the exact same, and then we'll go up, we'll do the third brake light on the roof. I kind of have one that will match our theme of these LED brake lights or tail lights. All right, and then for the third brake light on these, it looks like he had a Sirius XM unit on there, but I don't think the truck has satellite radio, so we're gonna take that off. We'll see where it connects when we get in there. But it's just two Phillips screws on either side. These third brake lights are super simple. 1 and 2. All right, and it should just kind of pull right out of there. It certainly does. I don't know where exactly this is connected in there. It looks like the wire runs, I don't know, all the way. You know, and I'm just gonna toss this in there when we're done. I don't know why I wouldn't. I don't know what else to do with it. I don't really want to cut it if there's juice going to it. Well, it looks like it's a little frayed there anyways. Anyways, so for these third brake lights, it's really just one connector here, and then that connector has wires that go to all three of these bulbs. So the two on the sides are gonna be your bed lights, and then it's just the one in the center, which looks like it is burned out. But that is gonna be your third brake light. So we'll just unhook this connector. I need my glove off for this, but there's just a little rod or tab you push down, and this should just pull right out. There we go. All these plastic pieces are always a little bit tougher when they're cold. Well, so now we'll just clean up this surface a little bit. We'll grab our new LED third brake light, we'll plug it in, put our 2 screws in, and that's that. Well, and so there is this kind of factory gasket that was on there. You know, I've had trucks before where that was just completely rotted. That one was kind of still intact, but our new third brake light comes with a nice foam seal, foam gasket, and so we'll put that one on so we can just pull. Oh my goodness, that was getting a little greasy under there. All right, much better. So now I'll get that new gasket. So it's just kind of a big piece of foam, but the inside of it kind of has a cutout there, so I think we should be able to kind of just punch this out a little bit. There we go. So the inside there comes off, and then the little holes where your screws go come off. Get both of those out. Okay, so this is what we're left with here. And I don't know if this has an adhesive on one side. Let me see here. It does have an adhesive on one side. So what we're gonna do there is kind of pull that paper off. Then I am just gonna stick that down in there somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe right there. Sure, why not? So, fit this around our little harness. Oops, I've got a little piece of paper still in that hole. Got it. That around our harness, kind of line it up. Whoops, almost stuck it on too soon. Line it up with our holes. Okay. Now our new LED brake light. So, and this is kind of that black housing with the LEDs as well. So I think it's really gonna match those taillights amazingly. Kind of pull up the edges of our plastic so it doesn't get pinched as we put this on. So then we'll just plug this into our connector. Voila. And then we can kind of just feed that back in. Put this right back up there. Slides in nice and snug. That is perfect. Sweet. Now I'll just put our screws back in. Won't snug one down until we have both of them in. All right. And don't get crazy with these screws, you know, just get them snug. Don't bust these off or break your new taillight. Voila, that is it. Come take a closer look. Holy moly. Yeah, that looks amazing. Very cool. Super just slick and clean. Very nice. So now I'll put up the tailgate and we'll take a look at the back of our truck with those new taillights and then that new third brake light. All right, the view afterwards. Oh man, those taillights look awesome. And then that black third LED brake light. Wow. Holy cow. Yep, it cleans it up a lot. So much better. If your Dodge Dakota doesn't look like that from the back end, you gotta evaluate where you're going in life. Like, what are you doing? And then this is what the new taillights and third brake light look like. So the brake is depressed right now, just so you can see that third brake light as well. But these things look so good. Wow, totally awesome. And then that third brake light up there, so it has a bed light function as well. So let me go turn the bed lights on. So, and then you can see that those white LEDs came on as well. So super cool if you needed to light up your bed to see what's back there. Those LEDs are just so much brighter than the factory ones. So very, very cool. Wow. I am so happy with that. That looks so good. Yes. Well, so now we will move on up to the front of the truck and we'll switch out these horrific factory headlights for something a lot better. So first thing you're gonna wanna do is have the hood of your truck open. So once that's done, the second thing you'll do is there's going to be a very small little screw right in the corner of your headlight and your turn signal there. I'll try and show you that, if you can kind of see that in there. So it's a very small little Torx bit. It's a T10 size. So we will just slip in here and take that little screw out. Pull this rubber piece here along your headlight off. So the top should just pull right out there. And then on the side, you just have some little plastic places that clips around. So once you have that off, throw it over to the side. So that little Torx screw that we took off, that's the only thing holding your corner piece and turn signal. This is all one piece. And the only thing holding that to the headlight housing was that little screw. So once we take that out, we can kind of just pull on this and wiggle it, and this will all come right out. So, and then you have your little corner bulb there, and then 2 bulbs for the turn signals. So we're just gonna twist all of those to take them out. There we go. So now our turn signal housing, our little corner, that is out of the truck. Now there's gonna be 3 bolts that hold your headlight on. So I'll show you where those are at. So the first one is kind of lower on the left side there. Second one is up on the left side. And then the third one is kind of down on the right side. So 1, 2, 3, they're all gonna be a 10 millimeter. Having a few extensions seems to help for this part a lot. So we've got those. We'll take those 3 bolts off. First one. Second one out. Okay. So now the headlight is loose in there. So we can kind of just lift that towards us. So and behind that, you know, you'll see just your little plastic collar that kind of locks the headlight on there. Well, let me set you down as I turn that off. There we go. So got that off. Now we can kind of just pull the bulb out of there. All right. So that is the headlight then. Now we just gotta grab our new headlight here and we'll go about installing that. So here we have our new headlight. Couple things you're gonna wanna do before we put it in. We're gonna wanna take our corner and turn signal off from the main headlight. So our little corner screw in this one is actually just gonna be a Phillips head. So we will reach in there. There we go, so our little corner screw is out. So we can take off the little rubber piece that holds these together. So now our new headlight housing, it came with its own plastic collar. So we'll just take that off of here and then we'll install that around our factory headlight bulb. So we'll just take our factory bulb out of here. You kind of just pull the collar up and then you have 2 tabs, kind of hold that light bulb in. Just get both of those up and then we can pull. There we go. So we've got our new one here. So we'll kind of put that on our little connector there. Plug our bulb back in. There we go. Well, and so since our new headlight, you know, has a clear spot in the turn signal position, you know, we can't just use our factory white bulbs here because then our turn signal is just gonna be the same color as our headlight. So we'll put in our amber bulbs here that we got for this specific headlight. Take those out. And then we got a replacement little LED bulb for the corner marker. Since that doesn't function as a turn signal, I'm gonna switch that to an LED. So here is that new one. Just push that right into place. Okay. So now we should be good to go with our headlight here. So we'll just put the factory bulb wire kind of back in, so then everything looks good to go there. So, and as we're putting our headlight in, you know, we'll kind of hold all of our turn signals, marker lights, and wires kind of hold those all under our headlight here so they're out of the way as we're putting that in. I'll get our ratchet on those and we'll tighten them, you know, not crazy tight, but obviously enough to hold them. Well, then we'll kind of put the top part of this rubber piece back on, and so, you know, the bottom has these little kind of anchors in it, so you just put those through the holes, and then once you can see the end of them under there, you kind of just grab them and pull them through. All right, so now we'll grab our new corner, take off all of our little seals there that cover all the bulb holes. So now we can just fit all of our bulbs into there. All right, so on this corner piece, there's kind of three things that we need to line up. So there's these little teeth that go in a little slot right under the headlight there. You know, we have these little wings, and then we have the side wings. So what I have found is that it is easiest to put this in lining up the side ones first. You know, and there is this little rod on the side that goes in this hole on the body, but it seems to find its home if you line up all the other three. So I start by lining up this side and then the others, so I kind of push it in from the outside to inside. That seems to work the best. So we'll just get over on the outside, kind of slip our bulbs, you know, past our bumper, and we line up that side. And then the rest just follows. So easy as that. You can really fight with those if you try and line up these first, but start with the outside and then just angle inside, and it makes for a super easy installation. You'll break plastic tabs and all kinds of stuff if you don't do it that way. So we will put in our little corner screw. Anchor our corner to the headlight. There we go. Take off our plastic here. And that is it. Look at those fresh headlights. Oh my gosh. What do you think? What looks better? New ones or the old ones? It's an easy decision for me. So yeah, that is just a total game changer. Wow, it looks so good, especially with the white truck, you know, and the chrome bumper. Man, that is something special. Headlights are on, taillights are on. The whole truck just looks brand new with just headlights, taillights, and our third rear brake light. So that is totally awesome. So, and I think that will about wrap it up for us today, guys. So, like the video if this helped you out, subscribe if you want to see more, and until next time, have a wonderful night, guys.